Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We are here for episode 42 of our Formula 1 22 My Team Career Mode. We are at the Belgium Grand Prix this time around, and if I'm not mistaken, this is where I won my first Grand Prix all the way back in season 1, or it might have been Monza, one of the two tracks, but I always love racing at this track, and we are looking to have another good race in this one. If you guys have not seen the last race, be sure to hit the link up top, go watch that, and then come back. It was a pretty great race at the Hungaroring. We won the race, so we scored maximum points. I believe we had the fastest lap as well. I might be wrong about that, but we scored 25 points at the very least, and we have now shortened the gap to Sebastian Vettel to just 30 points. So with a few races left, we still have a lot of work to do because Sebastian Vettel's pace is still pretty good, and he's going to be scoring points every race. So, you know, even if we win the race and score maximum points, he's going to be right there behind us again, unless he has some sort of DNF or, you know, incidents, all of that stuff. He's going to be scoring a lot of points, and he's going to be keeping up with us in this race. We have been getting pretty lucky as well with the weather in these last few races. Now, we did have a little bit of rain at the end of Q3 at the Hungaroring, but here in Belgium, it's going to be clear skies, dry track for both qualifying and the race, which is great news. It allows me to use my full driving potential to try and get on pole position here, because, again, we need to keep up or outscore Sebastian Vettel in order to pass him, obviously, in this championship. Q2 here, we have a pretty decent start. Our first flyer, we are in P13, so not the greatest, but our second flyer, just entering Sector 2, we are 5/10 up on that previous flying lap. George Russell, a little bit of a benchmark for us. He's been doing pretty well in these last few races. He is in P14. He now moves up into P12 after his most recent flyer. We're in front of Mick Schumacher and Pierre Gasly, and then Yuki Tsunoda. So definitely a lot of time to improve from the previous flyer. We are going to cross the line here at the end of Q2, 8/10 up on the previous flying lap, and that is going to be good enough for P10, which isn't too great, but good enough to get us into Q3. And like I always say, as long as we can get into Q3, that is what really matters. After our first flyer in Q3, we are in front of Sebastian Vettel, which is great. We need to be in front of him at all costs. Lewis Hamilton in P7, Charles Leclerc in P3, Carlos Sainz in P4, and then I'm assuming it's the two Red Bulls in P1 and P2, because after Cyborg Porsche, they are the best constructor team right now. And speaking of the constructors, we are leading this constructors championship by a landslide. Cyborg Porsche has won literally every race, and I think 4 or 5 of them have been 1-2 finishes, so we are way ahead of everyone in the constructors championship. And if things keep going like the way they have been, then we should be constructors champions within the next 2-3 races possibly, which would be great if there was a season 4 for this My Team career mode. But the next season will be on F1 23, so constructors championship doesn't really matter at this point. We're more just focused on winning the drivers championship, because we have not managed to do that, and we are looking pretty good here at the end of Q3. Our final flyer, green sector 1, purple sector 2, 6.5 up on the previous flyer, and I think Sebastian Vettel, with his hot lap, he puts himself up near the top of the grid. We're gonna head through the bus stop chicane, and that time is gonna jump up to 7/10 of a second. We drop just below, and then we are gonna cross the line with a 140.1, and it is gonna be a pole position. So that is great, especially on a track like this. We want to start out in front. Sebastian Vettel starting in P4, so hopefully he gets trapped behind Sergio Perez and Lando Norris. But let's get into this race. Let's see what we can do at the Belgium Grand Prix, and let's see if we can minimize that gap for the Drivers' Championship even more.
Okay, so everything looks good on the power unit cycles, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Belgium Grand Prix. We're starting on pole position after a pretty great qualifying. Sebastian Vettel is starting in P4, and we know from the past races that he is probably going to storm through the grid quickly, and we will be fighting for P1 with most likely Sebastian Vettel. And given that we don't lose the lead going into turn 1 here, which I'm going to try my very best not to do, it is a very tight corner. I wouldn't be surprised if there are some incidents going into turn 1. Sebastian Vettel, hopefully. But we'll see here. We are starting in front of Perez and Lando Norris. And then Charles Leclerc is in P5, Sebastian Vettel in P4. We need to win this race, obviously, if we want to catch up to Sebastian Vettel as quickly as possible. I suspect as well he'll probably take the fastest lap. I don't know how he put up that lap in Hungary last time around. It was like a second and a little bit quicker than everyone else on the grid. So absolutely crazy. But we are going to get lined up here, get ready to roll. It kind of sucks we're starting on the inside. I don't like starting on the inside on this track. You kind of get squeezed into the corner. Compromises your race line out of turn 1, but let's get right into it. Here we go for race number 9 to 16 in this F1 22 My Team Career Mode, the last season before we head to F1 23. It is lights out and away we go here. And Sergio Perez trying to take the lead here. We are just going to shove him a little wide, take the lead back, and we are leading this race after turn 1. We almost lost it there. I'm not going to lie, I think we had a little bit of contact with Sergio Perez, but I don't think any damage was incurred. Sebastian Vettel drops down into P5 behind Lewis Hamilton, so that is good news. Sebastian Vettel has dropped back another spot now. Charles Leclerc takes P5 from him. So maybe Sebastian Vettel off his game a little bit in this race. He's starting to lose focus this season, I'm hoping. But we'll see here as these laps progress. I'm waiting for that Sebastian Vettel fastest lap. I'm sure once the cars start to, gap each other a little bit, he will put up that fastest lap. We're 1.2 seconds now ahead of Lando Norris. Sergio Perez 2 seconds behind. And I just realized Lando Norris takes that P2 spot away from Sergio Perez, so the order is switching up here a little bit. And Lando Norris now has a bit of an issue, so could be parked on the side of the road here. And depending on where he parks, could be a safety car, which I hope not because we have a nice lead right now. Oh! Sebastian Vettel, I think, had another incident. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Okay, so I'm probably got the replay up, or you guys might have saw it already. But Sebastian Vettel is now in P20, so not dead last. Maybe he got the incident he got into with the other drivers. They also might have dived into the pits as well. But Sebastian Vettel is down in P20, so that gives us a lot of room to work with here. Another opportunity to score maximum points over Sebastian Vettel, and we have created a pretty massive lead up to this point in the race. We are 7.8 seconds ahead of Sergio Perez. Drivers are starting to dive into the pits now. Leclerc is dove in. Verstappen dives into the pits as well. I'm not sure when Sebastian Vettel is gonna pit. I'm assuming he went onto a pair of fresh tires. Presumably fresh medium, similar to what he did in the last episode, but I'm not sure. I'll get a teammate status on him in just a second here. But we're gonna pit. We're going on to the hard tires, and we're just gonna keep riding out this lead until hopefully the end of the race, and we can take the win. So Sebastian Vettel is in P11 now, but that's because some people went into pit, so I think he's gonna be a little bit further back. But he is catching up nonetheless. Every lap, similar to last race, he gets a little bit closer. But we do have a very nice cushion against him, so let's get back out here and see what we could do. Alright, so there he goes into the pits now. So 2 laps later, let's see where he comes out. It looks like that big fat pack of people might pass him. Not sure if he's still moving towards the pits. Yeah, he is, so everyone is coming through the bus stop chicane now. Hopefully he drops down quite a few spots. I preferably would not like him to get into the points here, because that would kind of make us equal, as I have 1 pointless race, and he doesn't have any so far. So let's see, where is he now? Teammate status.
Gap to your teammate behind is 22.1 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. They're in 11th.
Oh crap, so he's still in 11th. What the hell? He just made it out in front of that big pack of people there. So he probably will get into the points. But it looks like he's going to have a lot of ground to make up to even get into P4. Even up to P7. Oh, no, sorry, P6. With Oscar Piastri and I believe that's George Russell. No, Lewis Hamilton fighting back there. Oh, let's go! Sebastian Vettel is out of the session, and we got 2 laps left to go here. I don't think he was in the points. Oh no, sorry, no, he was. He was in P10, and Sebastian Vettel is out of the race, so that means he's not gonna score any points in this race. So we're now kind of back to par here with Sebastian Vettel in terms of the number of races we have finished, and I'm gonna most likely finish in P1 here with the fastest lap. We just need to get through a lap and a half left of racing, and Mark is scaring me just by coming on the radio here. But we are headed on to the last lap, and we got a Red Bull versus Ferrari battle. I guess you can consider this part 3 from the Driver Career Mode series, but Perez is in P2, then Leclerc P3, Verstappen P4, and Ferrari in P5, or Piastri I should say. And I'm not sure how they are doing in terms of the constructors. I think Red Bull is well ahead in second place, but Ferrari would definitely be a close second to Red Bull's P2 in the constructors, and Mercedes as well would also be pretty close, I think. They've all had pretty good races. They're really just battling for P3, but for the second race in a row now as well, we won't have Sebastian Vettel on the podium. We won't have a Cyborg 1-2 finish. But for the first time, Sebastian Vettel is not finishing a race, so this is definitely going to help us. I think this will put us about 4 points back of Sebastian Vettel. I think we were 30 or yeah, we were 30 points back, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, going into this race. So with 26 points, it will be an extra 26 points on our end. So with the 26 points, it'll put us just 4 points back of Sebastian Vettel as we are heading through the final few turns here one last time through the bus stop chicane. And I think I fixed my issue with my turn 1, because I used to have a lot of trouble, you know, getting out of that corner properly, but we are going to take the win. Let's go. And we are officially back in the championship fight now. It's going to come down to the wire. This battle is going to come down to the wire, and I'm all for it. But we also got Sergio Perez once again joining us on the podium. Charles Leclerc in P3. Verstappen just misses out on the podium. They were battling for quite a while, those three, and then Oscar Piastri seemed like he was trying to get into it towards the end there. But like I said, on the final lap, this race will put me 4 points behind Sebastian Vettel. He's got 178. I got 174, so if we win the next race, we will take back the lead of the Drivers' Championship, which is great because I was genuinely scared a few races ago. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to, you know, get the lead back because Sebastian Vettel was just doing so well, but he qualified poorly in the last 2 races, and getting caught in that traffic just like I did in the races where he was winning, it really costed him in this race, but he inevitably DNFs here. I think he was in P10, so he probably could have squeezed into P9 or maybe P8 even, but that's not too many points. So we'll see as we have 6 more races in this season. I'm sure a lot more is to come. I feel like I might DNF one more time for whatever reason. However, guys, that is going to be it for this one. As always, if you've watched up to this point, be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you guys are excited for the F123 coming out fairly soon, be sure to hit the notification bell so you guys know when those videos start coming out. You'll also get videos for the remainder of this season, and as you can see, my face cam is blocking it, but we are very close. It's 178 to 174 for Sebastian Vettel. I think at this rate it's going to come down to the last few races of the season, but be sure to stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a great day, guys.